Well, the pace truck will start picking it up. So he certainly wants to get out of the way of the 17 snarling street stocks here at Winchester Speedway. Here they come, race fans, down the front straightaway. We're underway in the 40-lap EDCO Street Stock feature event here at Winchester Speedway. Still racing 2 by 2 throughout the pack. On the high side, Jimmy Kirby in the number 11 emerges down the back straightaway as your early leader. Jeff Lane already up to the 5th position as he started 8th, now up to 4th at the end of lap 1. The 73 Jeff Lane making quick work here in the opening lap of the 40-lap feature event. The 11 of Jimmy Kirby opening up his advantage at the conclusion of lap number 2. The 27 of Josh Poor holding on to that 2nd position. With the 95, Brian Hopkins started 6th up to 3rd. Brian Hopkins looking to the low side in that 95, trying to get around at the Josh Poor number 27. While this is going on, Jimmy Kirby, your leader in the 11, trying to stretch out his lead. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Brian Hopkins, Josh Poor, Jeff Lane battling hard for that position. Now getting into the mix is the number 33, Calvin Parham. Calvin Parham in the mix as he's getting underneath of the Josh Poor number 27. Jeff Lane in the 73 up to 3rd. 2nd belongs to the 95 of Brian Hopkins. Hopkins under pressure from Jeff Lane in the 73. Lane right beside him as they race through the north end of the racetrack. Jimmy Kirby in the 11 leading lap number 6. 6 down. Jimmy Kirby's led since the drop of the green flag. Well, the leaders getting up into lap traffic as Jeff Lane in the 73 looks underneath the 95 of Brian Hopkins. Hopkins holding on that 2nd position as the field goes to the outside around the lap cars. We got a car slowing in turn number 2. That's the 31. Tyler Marsh, the 31, slowing off of 2. Tyler Marsh. The pace truck off towards the pit area. 8 laps completed. 32 to go as the field comes down for the restart. Jimmy Kirby trying to get back out into the front, and he does that, getting in front of the 95 of Brian Hopkins. And the 33 machine on that restart gets around Jeff Lane, moves up into 3rd. That's 33 Calvin Parham. Jeff Lane in the 73 back to 4th on that restart. Calvin Parham moving up beside the number 95. The 33 gets crossed up a little bit, gathers it back up as the 95 Brian Hopkins holds on to the position with Parham getting sideways. That's opening up the position to the 73 Jeff Lane. Lane taking advantage of that and the momentum, taking back over that 3rd position. The 11, Jimmy Kirby, able to open up his advantage that he had before the yellow came out, back up to about 4 or 5 car lengths. 95 of Brian Hopkins fighting hard to hold on to that 2nd position under tremendous pressure from Jeff Lane in the 73. Jeff Lane looking underneath of him off of turn number 4. But Hopkins able to hold on to that position, but Lane hard down into turn 3. Slips up in front of Brian Hopkins, taking over that second position. 73 is now in second. Jimmy Kirby losing that advantage that he held as Jeff Lane now right on his rear bumper. Top 4 right together. Jeff Lane looking to the inside of the racetrack against the 11 of Jimmy Kirby, but he couldn't make that stick. Well, your top 4 right together as they're racing through turns 1 and 2. Jimmy Kirby is your leader in the 11. Jeff Lane in the 73. The 95, Brian Hopkins. 33, Calvin Parham, all running right together on the racetrack. Jeff Lane trying to get that lead as he charges down into one end, comes off a 2 in the lead. The 73, Jeff Lane. Lane taking the chance down in turn number 1, and it worked for him as he's opened up an advantage. As your new leader to 73 is Jeff Lane. Jimmy Kirby in the 11. The battle for third position is 95 Brian Hopkins trying to fiend off the 33 of Calvin Parham as Parham slides back into the 4th position. The leader into lap traffic. 73 Jeff Lane into lap traffic. As your field races down off of turn number 4, we're back underway. Jeff Lane trying to get away from the field, but can't shake the 33 of Calvin Parham as Calvin Parham stays right with him. As 11, Jimmy Kirby had a problem exiting turn number 2. Then he lost several positions. That's the 11 Jimmy Kirby back to 5th after restarting in 2nd. Here we come down to complete lap number 20. Lap 20 halfway through. 20 laps down, 20 to go as Jeff Lane starts stretching out his advantages in the number 73, Jeff Lane. Well, with Kirby, Jimmy Kirby loses it off of turn number 2, spinning hard down the back straightaway. The field starting to accelerate. Calvin Parham trying to get an advantage on Jeff Lane off of turn number 2, but Lane gathered it up and able to stretch out his advantage as he makes his way through turns 3 and 4. Down, 10 to go. 30 laps down, 10 to go. Jeff Lane ever so slowly lengthening his advantage in that number 73. Stretching out over the Calvin Parham number 33. The top 5 maintaining their pace on the racetrack. A year leader in the number 73, Jeff Lane, now coming up on lap traffic. Jeff Lane with a sizable advantage over second running number 33, Calvin Parham. Parham now slipping back into the grasp of third running Brian Hopkins in a 95. Hopkins trying to get up there and challenge for that second position. That's a 95 Brian Hopkins. 35 down, 5 to go. 35 down, 5 to go for the 73, Jeff Lane. Brian Hopkins in the 95 has made it to the rear bumper of the 33. We got a car hard into the wall. That's the 21, Ryan Amanat. Ryan Amanat hard into the wall in turn 3. That's the 21, Ryan Amanat. Half a lap to the restart of this EDCO CRA Street Stock feature event here on Family Fun Day at Charlie Shaw's legendary Winchester Speedway. They all pick up that throttle early as a charge down into turn number 1. Jeff Lane gets a great restart, trying to open up an advantage, but here comes back the Calvin Parham number 33, not allowing Jeff Lane to get too far ahead. Calvin Parham working hard, trying to stay up with Jeff Lane in the 73. Jeff Lane in the 73 out of Knightstown, Indiana, with a very good restart, lengthening his advantage coming down. Off at turn number 4, white flag, 1 lap to go for Jeff Lane in the number 73. Jeff Lane, your winner of the EDCO CRA Street Stock feature event. The 73, Jeff Lane out of Knightstown, Indiana in the Richmond Performance Scooter Chevrolet, your winner. 40-lap EDCO CRA Street Stocks. In second, the 33, Calvin Parham out of Knightstown, Indiana. Third belonged to the 95, Brian Hopkins from Newcastle, Indiana. Fourth, Josh Poor out of Anderson, Indiana in the 27. And in fifth, Jimmy Kirby in the 11 out of Indianapolis, Indiana. That's your top 5.